but we'll have Greg's question at the end. And I can't believe it. It was New Year's Eve. I'll have to shoot her the interview we did. She says she recognizes me. She's so sweet. We have Rhonda Shear. We all remember from USA Up All Night. Now she's got a huge venture coming. Rhonda, thanks for stopping by. And
Thanks,
it's
Neil.
funny, we talked about your intimate apparel. I don't know how many years ago. I'll go pull it up. I kept all the old Blog Talk Radio, moved it over to Spreaker because Blog Talk
Wow.
Radio is no longer around. I use that as one of my distribution channels, but that was where I started with that in a college radio station. But tell me, specifically what's happening with you now. First with the intimate apparel, then we're going to talk about bringing back Up All Night. That's awesome.
Well, all things full circle and things work together. I mean, the universe is very interesting. So, 23 years in business with Rhonda Shear Intimates, still going strong. We are on Home Shopping Network along worldwide, still known for the bra, which is the number one selling bra worldwide with 35 million units sold years ago and continuing with that along with thousands of other products. So that's going strong. We are also, because of COVID, doing what other people in retail are doing, and that is selling live on TikTok and Amazon. Because the numbers, even though Home Shopping Network still exists, they're even moving into like social media because they realize the numbers on television aren't what they were years ago. So everyone is moving into that world, which makes it kind of perfect for where I am now with Up All Night. So I started getting asked by people around your age that grew up watching me to do films. So in the last couple of years, I've done 3 films. I have an agent. I just did a Tyler Perry episodic. And what happened, I think, is people are producing and directing, grew up with me, and they started reaching out like, would you act in this film? And a couple of like really good films are coming out in 2026. So I'm like, this is fun. I don't have to like pay the bills with this anymore. So this is just like fun and feeding my soul. I'm playing old cougars. This is like, I'm playing the same roles, just the older version of it. So it's just feeding my soul. So I started getting asked to go to these conventions, which I've been asked to do through the years, but never at the time building my company. So I was at this convention called FrankenCon in Knoxville, Tennessee. And a gentleman came up to me and he said, I'm with Kings of Horror. We are on YouTube. We have 1.5 million subscribers. And maybe if you reboot it, have you ever thought about that? We could air your show and maybe this would be this wonderful synergy. And I'm like, we have thought about rebooting, but we don't own the films and I don't really want to do public domain. We'd have to get young filmmakers. And we thought about doing it, but it's just very hard. Now, lo and behold, my husband and I know I'm speaking fast, but I don't want to get it all in. My husband and I have 2 buildings. One houses our intimate apparel company, which we design and then have everything manufactured. So literally from design to consumer, we do it all. And then with a second building we were using for warehousing, but then now we're using warehousing out of LA. So we don't have that to worry about that. So we didn't want to sell this building. It's in this industrial area in St. Petersburg, which is this booming area anyway. So we wanted to go back and do something that we thought would be wonderful in the St. Pete, Tampa Bay area, which is build a studio. So we've been slowly building a studio for all things media, television, film, commercials, podcast, influencers, whatever. Our own beef footage, our own footage that we produce for our models and for the intimate apparel line. And then we end up speaking to the CEO of this company called Blue Sky out of Prague, which they are a film distribution company out of Europe. And he says, maybe we should do this deal where I have the films, you've got the studio, you produce, and we do this little marriage. That's what's going on. So we are now on our 3rd Up All Night. We are going into regular production in January every other week. The show is already getting such amazing attention and feedback from people I feel like that grew up with it that we're already going to experiment on some other channels on YouTube other than Kings of Horror because the CEO owns several other channels. So it's a really exciting time for me to be creating. I'm Rhonda from Up All Night, but also what I'm doing, I'm not wearing those skimpy lingerie and everything. I'm being kind of mama bear, but still my fun self of this larger than life sketches and comedy. More in a sitcom kind of vein because we're having regular characters. So we have John Brennan. I don't know if you know these people, but they came from Joe Bob Briggs' The Last Drive-In. John Brennan's a regular character, Yuki. Then we have Scream Queens on. So we're building up this wonderful little group of people, some that are regulars and some are revolving. And we have a gorgeous studio. So we redid the look of my bedroom that we did in the 90s. So we'll go out on location too, but right now we're doing everything in studio. We're reaching out to stars as well, because back in the day I had, you name it, Paul Rudd, I had everyone on the show. And you know, a lot of people credit my show, Gilbert and myself, God bless them, for their love of genre or films,
Right.
or they got into the industry because of us. So anyway, we're reaching out to a lot of names. We'd love to have those people dropping in and making appearances on the show. We have a magic heart that we won't zoom it where it looks like Zoom, but it'll be like part of our sketches. So we're having fun. It's experimental. And what's cool is we can do it immediately. And because I understand sales, and I've been doing sales myself on, you know, through years of selling and creating product and designing. Um, it's so easy for us to, at least to start to monetize. So we have our own commercials that we're running, whether it be from my intimate apparel line, for our product line, for a couple of other things that we're doing now too. So, but we are speaking to advertisers. It's a very exciting time that we don't have to go to a head of a network and have a meeting to take a meeting. We literally can do it, produce it, put it up.
So that's huge, and that's where the power of streaming's coming down the line. And I was talking to you about working with Radiate TV, TV, and the opportunities that are going there, and Ready Set Go distribution and World Series of Arm Wrestling. All of it came because of doing a podcast, radio show, TV show.
That's amazing.
And
That's it. It's connections.
it's the connections, all about connections. And that's why we launched our digital agency, Media Giants Productions. So I've grown a lot in 15 years as well, or 14 years. I'll have to pull out the interview, text it to you, and say, hey, this is the interview we did. It was audio only. You said you've recognized me. Maybe I'm a recognizable person. Go figure. We'll see what's coming next.
Yeah,
you know, I need to be in one of the horror films because I'm 6'10", former professional wrestler. I want to be in one of the horror films.
Well, forget the films. We're getting ready to do a wrestling show, because wrestling and horror films, there seems to be like people, the same audience. So we're getting ready to do a horror show at the first of the year. So come down to our studio and let us be in one of our cast members on our wrestling show, because we have a few people like Nick Nemeth keeps threatening to want to do the show. And I know Hollywood, who was from
Hollywood, saw my show in 4 minutes.
Glow.
You know her?
She is.
Yeah, so you can say hello. She's on the show next. So we'll jump on.
Well, you tell her that I'm calling her from my wrestling show, and you both need to be on it. And John Cena lives in Tampa, so I don't know him, but I'm going to reach out to him. And so far, we haven't had a no from anyone that we've reached out to. So we are going to do a big wrestling show, and we want it to be one of our early January shows. So you need to come do that.
Really promoting a wrestling show. So you're doing a wrestling show. Crazy.
We haven't written it yet, but we already have it.
So it'll be more of an acting thing, right? Not as
yeah.
Like
it'll be scripted and fun, but we do a little improv.
More real, scripted. Not like fans, but scripted for the movie, for the streaming. Scripted. Okay.
So it's like this in and out through you know, literally like a sitcom that rolls in and out of the movie, but I
love it. I'm in 6'10", 300 pounds. So you like it, right? That's a good fit.
Love it.
Yes. Or 290, whatever. You know, whatever you say, 7 feet tall. But go figure. See, these are the connections. We need to definitely put that on Radiate TV. This is the opportunities. But no, I'm going to bring her on after our interview's over, and you could say hello to her before I interview her. So that's kind of good. So be like, well, who are you waiting on? Well, I just was talking to Rhonda. But yeah, Hollywood, I reached out on Facebook. But that's how I do it, my show, you know, where my radio show's pulling 3 million an hour on syndication, and we're building out. So basically you're going to have other podcasts you guys are going to produce too, or are you going more in using the studio for more movies? What is happening on that end?
We are producing for all things production. What's wonderful producing here, and we are producing this show, is the crew and the talent and even the actors that we are bringing in is so amazing. As you know, you don't have to live in LA or New York to do incredible work. So go to kingsofhorror.com. We have our first show up, and our second and third show, like in November 22nd will be our Thanksgiving special. And then December the 20th will be our Christmas special, and then we move every other week into January going forward. And it's being produced out of Florida. We're bringing in great people. I love that you're working with, meeting with Miss Hollywood. I love her. She's fabulous, a longtime friend. And this is a kind of talent, and we don't have to wait around to cast it. We can do it ourselves.
Yeah, I just messaged her so we can continue this conversation before we end it. But no, I mean, I think the USA Up All Night now with Up All Night with You. So you're gonna have so it'll be the same format with movies. You're just taking the movies from different horror, like
No,
one.
because of the company that we're with, they have like 15,000 titles. We're pulling from their library. And also though, if I say, hey, do you have this film? And I go, no, they can try to reach out and get that film. So it's fun. So it's horror films right now, but already we're leaning back into more of the comedy, the Porky style, the Revenge of the Party Nerds. That is truly who I was back then. So
Yeah,
we're
no
leaning into
doubt.
that.
That's and so are you going to take the films so you'll get rights to them to put them on in that
Yes, all right,
form?
yeah, because the company that we're with already they have the distribution rights for these films.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So yeah, so so we don't have to worry about that part. But we're already talking about working with them and already doing another show which we have in mind, which would have to do with live shopping too, which no one has been able to do, but we understand how to do that. We had a source product and everything else, and we're in that world here in St. Petersburg, where Home Shopping Network has been located for 40 years. So everyone here understands live shopping.
Oh,
So
and yeah,
to
especially.
turn that into entertainment, no one's done that yet.
All right. So, Rhonda, the final questions for my co-host who could not make it last minute. And this is a really deep question.
Okay.
So, this comes from Greg Hanna of Toss C3. So, Rhonda, what's the most important thing in life you've ever learned? What is the most important thing in life you ever learned?
Truly, I mean, to learn, I learned so much from my parents, and it's just being kind and gracious and patient. And I feel like that's gotten me through a lot of moments. I mean, there's moments I get a little crazy. I'm a Scorpio. Tomorrow's my birthday, but I love people. I love helping people. I also believe that if you believe in yourself and in a product or in whatever you want to do in life, put a stake in it and go for it. Don't ever let someone tell you no. So all those things, be kind, be patient, go for your dreams. I am of a certain age, over 60, and I'm still going for it and having the best time of my life. I think it keeps you young and keeps your brain going. So just just don't look left or right at what other people are doing. You just be true to yourself and go for it.
All right. Fantastic. Best place we can find info on you. Where can we go?
You can go to RhondaShearUpAllNight.com to find everything about the show, and that will lead you to my intimate apparel and all my product that we have, albums and CDs and t-shirts and all of that. So RhondaShearUpAllNight.com, and then tune in to KingsofHorror.com on November 22nd.
All right. That was the special simulcast, The Neil Haley Show.